Can lifting really change your life? Not just your physique, but your entire world. Because for Tyreese, it wasn't just about the gym. It was about survival.
I had failed it.
We invited him for a workout to get to know him a bit better.
The journey to get here, I've heard, hasn't been easy. How can you describe your life before you even set foot in the gym?
It was very rough. It was not what you'd think at all. It used to be all the time me being at home, playing video games, eating constantly. All I did was just gain weight basically and play video games.
How old were you back that time, you would say?
Around 10. Then it kept on going until I was around 14. Once I was 14 and I was about to hit 15, that's when I started realizing I need to lose the weight.
When you were at your peak weight, what was your routine like before you started the gym? Or the moment you realized that you needed to go to the gym and lose weight?
In the morning I'd wake up, try and seek an excuse to skip school. So I don't go at all due to the fact that I did dislike school a lot due to the bullying, barely having any friends there. I'd just rather sit down and play video games. The meal that I used to take in the morning was miserable. Chicken nuggets, smileys, and then on the side I'd put 2 slices of bread with sausages and ketchup and mayonnaise in them. That used to be like my go-to meal. Then I just used to just sit around and play video games.
In a week, is that every day?
Yes.
And you'd stay inside? You'd barely go out. So in a month, how many times would you get out of the house?
Maybe 4 to 5 times. I didn't have any reason to go outside. If it was I'd go outside was maybe to go with my dad to the supermarket or we go out to eat as a family. That's it.
How low did you go to get to this stage?
I went pretty low mentally. It got to a point where I started having health issues due to the fact I was very obese. I had type 2 diabetes. Some heart conditions come out, I had kidney failure, and I even had to go to the hospital so they do a biopsy of my kidneys. Then I had severe depression due to the fact I was overweight. I started doing self-harm with eating more junk food, and then there was a point where I had failed attempts due to the fact I hated myself so much during that time. After the failed attempts, I'm like, listen, I was saying this to myself, it's not worth it. I still have a whole life ahead, I could change things instantly. During that same week, I had older student from my school come up to me and he told me to start the gym. Within the same day, I started checking on YouTube. I started seeing different videos of bodybuilders training, Ronnie Coleman, Mike Menser, Arnold.
And assuming this guy didn't know anything about what was going on, or?
Not at all. All he knew was he saw me I was obese because he was also obese, and he told me, listen, just go to the gym. I asked him which gym he went to, and the next day he saw me there. It basically just something switched in my brain to start going to the gym.
I'm gonna ask you a good question, because this is something like, for me, I was lucky to always be fit. I used to play football, I used to play sports, so I can't really relate to. And you can relate to it now, because you're healthy. How different was your life when you were unhealthy? Like, your health, how did you feel living in your body back then? Not just from a perspective of looking outwards in, but even from walking, moving, breathing.
Breathing wise, it was very bad. I couldn't even go up a flight of stairs due to the fact I was so unhealthy. My blood pressure was through the roof, hence why the kidneys started failing. I felt sluggish all around, like even the way I move or the way I speak, it just felt sluggish. My body, I just felt like, it's weird to say, not many people understand, you just feel like your body is toxic to itself due to the food that you're eating. It's just like you felt like in a little bubble, just on your own, nothing to do. You'd rather not have anyone come in because you're scared of the fact they might say something and it ends up hurting you.
Lighter?
No, that one has more weight than that one.
Yes. Yeah, bro, let's go. Solid. Good. You were mentioning as well that you were not going to school. You weren't going to school because of the bullying. How did that make you feel? Did you used to blame yourself for being in that position, or back then when you were younger it wasn't the case? Speak a bit about that.
No, I always blamed myself about it because I knew the fact that I was fat was due to my own reasons, not others. It's just the fact that sometimes I admitted I had victimized myself. It's like, why me? Why are they picking on me? I had just put myself into a corner basically. I was saying, why me? I just kept on saying, why me over in my head until I got the answer, which is, it's my fault at the end of the day. But at the same time, it was like, listen, either you're gonna go down to the wrong path, or else you're gonna try and move on to the right path, or at least try, not just go onto the right path middle.
So you got this sense of realization Do you actually remember the moment it is? Because even in my life, I used to go through some very dark moments. Maybe not as dark as yours, but I would remember where I was, who I was with. I was alone. But I remember then that from the darkest point, it just led me to improvement.
One of the first one was when they had told me I needed to do a biopsy. I was like, oh, I don't know what a biopsy is. They said they're gonna put me to sleep. I was like, oh, they've done it before. They've put me to sleep because I had a hernia.
Okay.
Once it was in the bed and I had woken up after the anesthesia, it hit me. It's like, oh, this isn't like what I thought before. It's genuinely concerning. Then another time is when they, out of nowhere, they said, listen, we got your blood test back. They did not come good. You have type 2 diabetes and you might have some heart conditions.
Yes.
On that moment, I just started crying my eyes out. I had no control over anything.
Like you realized that they had a purpose. There was something inside you that your story can't just end there.
Exactly. I knew I had to do something about it or else I have nothing else to do.
Brother, you've come a long way. I enjoyed this last 30-minute workout with you. But there are a lot of people who were in your position and they are still in your position. What is that message that you'd like to share, you'd like to pass on to them, that if they're watching this, it could be their turning point?
The message I'd like to give out is a pretty wrong message, but you have to face the harsh reality of where you're at. You have to realize you're not the victim. It's your fault that you put yourself in that position at the end of the day. And you have to take the first step yourself, because no one else will take that first step for you. You have to work for it yourself, otherwise you can't just get it out of nowhere.
So what are the first steps that they can start doing to be able to get that rhythm?
The first step is seeing what interests you the most. Example for me, it was the gym. Some people it could be football, some people it could be other sports, maybe combat sports at the end of the day. Take that first step, start doing your own research, find out places where you can go to train. You just find your passion in your own different way.
And imagine Tyreese when he's 60 years old. Long time from now, you will have no clue more. What will be the stories you'd want to tell your kids, your grandkids, people who are young?
I'm aiming to try and help others, to try and compete bodybuilding at an upper level, as I absolutely found my passion in the sport. It's my love, it's the only thing I look forward to during the day. I've dedicated my whole life into it, so hopefully one day I'll tell them when I was at a young age I competed, I won, I lost the weight I was at, and I tell them different stories about the journey.
It's been a great one. Fucking well done. Let's run the last set together. We pose.